So I want to invite you guys along on my morning walk. It's an Olympic year, so we have to get ourselves in shape. So just run along with me. Let's take a stroll. Anyway, this video is not about me. It's about the Queen, Mommy Rocket, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, opened her season last evening, and trust me, it has many people talking already, because some questions have been answered, but new questions have been raised after seeing what Fraser-Pryce did in that 100-meter race. But I'm gonna show you the race, and I want to just dig in, so we're gonna talk about it.
Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce on their marks at the moment, in the set position. Off they go. A good start for Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce. Storming away, trying to come forward. It's Janine Williams. It's Fraser-Pryce on the outside. Janine Williams is there too. It's Williams and Fraser-Pryce.
So Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce came out last evening, as I've said, and she clocked 11.15 seconds to win that 100-meter race. Her first race in a long time. So it's been almost 1 year since she ran in a competitive race, and to come out in her first race of the season and run 11.15, I think it's a pretty decent run so far. I know many persons would have been expecting the usual sub 11 from Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, but this time around that was not going to be. And of course, it's her first race for a very long time, so the truth is it was really a big ask for her to run a sub 11 in her first race this season. Now, there are some things in the race that we want to break down and discuss. Firstly, we see where she had strapped one of her legs, and that's not something that we want to see at this point in time of the season, or that's not something that we want to see from Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, but that's the reality of it. So when an athlete comes out and race and we see this kind of a thing, you know, it's usually an indication of an injury, whether it's maybe not fresh, but they are dealing with some form of injury, and usually try to use that as a method to kind of prevent things from getting worse. So that's the case. So persons are now clearly understanding that Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce was or still is nursing an injury, which we have been getting words recently that her knee injury from last year is still a problem for her. We even heard that she did some form of a surgery earlier this year to address that same knee issue. So it's not something that we would have wanted to see, but that's the reality of the sports. Athletes are going to get injured. Athletes are going to get injured, and we just have to know that they'll have to learn how to manage, how to deal with it, and to get past those injuries. So that's the reality right now. But let's zoom in on the race itself. 11.15 seconds. I looked at the race. I think that she ran a very smooth race, of course, and when she ended that race, you could have seen that there was definitely more in the tank. She was not overexerting herself. I think she was just trying to get enough in there to win that race. Now, I think her start was the weakest part of her entire race, and I'm not saying that it was a bad start. I think it was okay, but usually we would have seen a more explosive start from Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce. I don't think that she got that in this race. She would have been right there with the rest of the athletes, which I say is a decent start, but knowing Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, that's not typically her. So I think that's kind of where she would have fallen off a bit and can get a little bit sharper coming into the rest of the season. So we're just looking to see how she will transition from here. Now, is there anything for us to worry about? Do we get any indication from this race that things could get problematic? For me, I am not so much concerned. I think there's a lot of room for improvement, but based on what I have seen so far, she looks to be in good shape. So in another couple of weeks, we'll be having the national trials, and I think when the trials come around, we'll be seeing a very different version of Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce. And also, I think she might be doing both the 100 and 200 meters at the trials, just to get some races under her belt and to get her sharper for the Paris 2024 Olympic Games. Even if she's not going to double at the Olympic, I think it will be in her best interest if she does more than just the 100 meters. So I don't want to say I'm really worried for Shelly-Ann going into the Olympic Games I would just say I'm a little bit concerned based on the fact that it's now clear that she really was injured and all of that. I just hope that she comes back bigger and better for Paris, France, because it's her last year. And of course, you know, it would be great seeing her doing well, closing that chapter in a great way. So it would be good seeing her trying to get not just the 100-meter medal, but the 100, 200, and 4x100. If she could just get 3 going out, what better way to sign out? But yes, her first race, 11.15, was a decent run. She did not do too much to exert herself. I see more left in the tank. But as I've said, her start would have been my main issue. But overall, it was a good race. She looked composed. She looked as if she looked like Mommy Rocket in some extent, and we're happy for that. So we're just continuing to give her the strength and the support as she takes on her final chapter. Signing out.